me and be patient. If you supported me this far, just know I appreciate you. Yeah. Sorry I changed. I didn't work this hard to stay the same. It's part of the game. Yeah.
What is up, y'all? Now, being that it's Friday, I technically wasn't gonna come to work. We actually had today off, but I needed to follow up with some applicants at one of my high schools. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm actually sitting in the car at the high school, just waiting on, I think one of them, their fifth period starts at like 1:30, almost 1:30. So I figured, you know what? I got a couple moments. I got a few minutes, so why not pick up this action camera and put it to use? And you know what's so crazy is, excuse me, I now carry this thing everywhere I go. It literally comes with me to work every single day. However, I might not use it, every single day, but it's just the fact of knowing that, like, I have it on me. So if there's a thought or something that I have, or a lot of times for me, it's like a spur in the moment type of thing, and I'll have like an idea or something's on my mind, and maybe I don't necessarily got anybody to vent to at that moment in time, so boom, I just pop this little baby out and we get to chatting. But I'm not gonna bring it into school, obviously, but it is pretty handy to know that I can just take it wherever I go. And you know what? Somebody that is a native of California, meaning you were born here and you've been here pretty much all of your life. What is up with this weather out here in the southern SoCal? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we had a couple days where it was sunny, and then it's like somebody pressed the button, and the past couple of days it's been kind of chilly. Like this morning actually, when I walked Dutchess, it was actually raining a little bit, and then by the time I got ready to come into work, it was pretty much it was chilly that in my mind I probably would have went and got a jacket, but I didn't. And so, not to mention that last Friday I basically got sick, and it carried over into the weekend. And I think I finally got over most of it, I think yesterday or maybe Monday. But a lot of it now is just, congestion, which is, that is what it is. But the worst of it is done. The only thing that sucked was that then my girl got sick, so I felt kind of bad. But other than that, I'm starting to feel like myself, so hopefully tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, hopefully later today, I can actually do a workout, because I would really love to do a workout. I think I did a workout on Tuesday, or was it Monday? It might have been Monday, and I felt absolutely horrible, just straight horrible. But I'm hoping that changes but later today. So, like I said, I'm feeling better, so I think later today a workout is gonna do me justice. I'm gonna actually be able to like fully get into it, you know what I mean? But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna start getting my stuff situated in my bag, because I'm actually going to bring my laptop in. Hopefully the Wi-Fi works. The Wi-Fi really does suck in this school, but hopefully my hotspot will carry me through. And then I'm probably not going to be in here too long, because obviously, you know, he has class. So we'll see how well this appointment goes, and then, you know, I'll probably pick you guys back up here in a little bit and just kind of follow up and let you know how the appointment went. If he's, you know, serious, or, you know, he's just kind of looking for information. I know today is mostly going to be just me providing him information, because we've talked a few times already, but I think there's just something that he wants to be reassured of. So that's basically what our appointment today is going to be about. But yeah, I will catch you guys here in a little bit. So till then. All right. So I'm going to say, you know, my appointment at the school was a success. My other applicant, he actually wasn't at school today, and he told me he was going to be at school today, but that's all good. But so the only downside I would say to the student I just talked to is he wants to do SF, and fortunately, he is 17 currently, and you know, we just got a message a couple weeks ago that they started, you know, accepting 18-year-olds, and so that's the only downside, is he unfortunately has to wait until he turns 18 in August. However, you know, he's willing to, you know, wait. And, you know, I did let him know, like, it's cool if you want to shop around, because honestly, you know, every branch is different, and we all have something different to offer, you know what I mean? But it really just comes down to, craziness. But it really just comes down to, you know, what they want to do and how they want to navigate their career within the military and within, you know, whatever branch they decide to choose. And I get it. Some people say, oh, you being too, you know, you being too nice with it when you're recruiting. But I mean, I'm just honestly just keeping it real. Like, it's okay. Like, especially with my high school students, I make sure they know that it's okay for them to shop around and not be sure of whatever job or branch that they want to, you know, ultimately make their home. Make it the one that, you know, they enjoy and can, you know, gain something that will help propel them should they decide to, you know, get out after their first contract or whatnot. And so that's always going to be like my perspective on it, because initially, before I decided on the Army, I was definitely, Air Force was definitely my first choice. And when the recruiter told me how long of a wait time it was for the job, or not, yeah, it was actually the wait time for boot camp. I was just like, what? Nah. It was like almost a 6-month wait, y'all. I'm not even kidding. And I was just like, yep, I think I'm you know, how they say, take my skills to South Beach. I think I'm gonna take my skill set to another branch, and that's pretty much what I did. You know, I was never what the fuck, bro? Like, sorry, y'all. I'm swear, man, people over here drive like. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. I never, look, I done forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, but I never once even thought about the Navy. It was never on the list, bro. And Marines was never on the list either, just because, like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, when I learned that the Marines is pretty much like a small branch, and that instantly kind of like turned me off from it. So I wasn't even considering it after that. I was like, dang, it's a small branch. Definitely not considering it. And annoying too, like, their medical is all through the Navy, so they don't have a medical branch. So, not that I was interested in medical, but, you know, if I was, that was, you know, going to be a deciding factor for me. But, you know, I ultimately chose the Army, and I've been pretty satisfied. I'm happy with my actual job that I do, and you know, I really ain't got no complaints other than the politics involved in the military. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes for him. I ended up also finding out too that he is an only child, y'all, because he kept stressing the fact that his mom's on board for him joining, but she's not going to sign a contract for him at the age of 17. But luckily for him, right, the job that he wants to do in the military, he needs to be 18 anyways. So, and you know, I gotta say shout outs to the kid too, because he was asking all the right questions, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. He's done his research. I was like, are you? I even asked, I'm like, are you testing me right now? He was like, nah, sorry, I just want to be sure, you know. And I was like, all right, cool. It was like, I feel like, you know, if anyone's gonna give it to me straight, it's most likely gonna be you. So it's like, otherwise I probably wouldn't even entertain it. And I was just like, well, you know what, thank you. I was like, you know what, I was like, thank you for that, because that's kind of like been my thing, is to make sure that, you know, while I'm doing this recruiting duty, I stay true to me, to my applicants, and to what's in black and white. I'm not steering away from that. And, you know, because I will tell y'all, man, recruiting is a dirty ass game. And if you ain't down to play, hey, you might just roll a couple donuts. And I've done that too. Like, I'm definitely not that person that's down to play dirty how they get down. Like, I don't do it. I'm not doing it. And they know that, so. But like I said, I will count that as successful appointment. I know he's gonna be a contract at some point. It just won't be, you know, before he actually graduates, which is fine. But now I'm like on my way back to the office, so on my way back to the office, I'm actually gonna scan a couple things to myself, most likely. And then, hold on, y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna scan a couple things to myself really quick that I need to kind of work on over the weekend for some applicants I have coming up next week that are gonna be, you know, on the floor at MEPS. And then, yeah, I'm trying to get out of here because I already told Babe, like, I canceled my 4 o'clock appointment today. They were a junior anyways, and it's not a whole lot that I can actually do for her at the moment. Because for one, she scored a 22, and I think this is probably her first time actually like taking the ASVAB test at school. And so I pretty much just explained like, hey, you know, you're a junior, just make sure next year, you know, you take it twice, because at this school it's offered in the fall and then it's offered to them again in the spring. And I just told him, man, you know, make sure you just take it again. And, you know, kind of told her, like, you know, the points, not points, but like areas that she would need to work on. And unfortunately, man, for a lot of these high school kids, it is math. Like, they cannot overcome math. And then for some, it's obviously, you know, going to be English, the reading, and just the language barrier in some cases out here in SoCal. But even still, you know, I let the parents know, like, you know, if she scores between this way again, you know, going into her senior year, she would pretty much qualify for the Future Soldiers preparatory program. And, you know, I kind of broke that down, what that entails and how long it is and everything. All the details, you know, that the parents would need to know. And so, and so when she does get in her senior year, she's aware of, you know, what she needs to score to actually get to basic training without having to go to the course, versus what happens if she scores between like a certain range, because then, you know, she would have to go to pretty much the Future Soldiers course. And so she understood that, and so I was like, all right, cool. So I ended up actually just counting our phone call as as our actual appointment. And so now all I gotta do is get back to the office and scan some documents to myself, and then I am on the road, and we are gonna be heading to his house, man. We're gonna be heading to the crib. What's so crazy is I didn't bring a lunch because I didn't think I, you know, get like hungry, but I'm actually starting to feel hungry. So luckily I got some snacks in my bag, I think. Actually, hold up. I think I got a fruit cup. I did make a fruit cup, so I'm probably gonna eat the fruit cup. But yeah, I'm probably gonna catch y'all